So you said the word before.
hmm
So greedy? They're getting
Greedy.
a little greedy,
Getting a little
right?
greedy. And
Okay.
let's just call it what it is. You might be getting a little greedy. Now,
Okay.
sometimes that's good momentum to get people to that were maybe were overly conservative to like start tweaking things a little bit. But in a lot of cases, it's, hey, I see everybody else doing this, like going up, and it sounds like it's going to be really good. So, like, this is the time. And I always get really concerned with market narratives. We talk about
And when you say market narratives, it's the headlines, the things
the
that are in like
headlines,
the
right?
newscast on a daily
Right.
basis.
And I'll use a very contemporary example of market narrative. So, December of 2024, right? We had just come out of the election and all of that. There was a lot of call it political headlines that we were going to be like the best country, the exceptional country. So you heard U.S. exceptionalism a lot, and what that translates to markets is markets. We're spelling the narrative of, hey, U.S. stocks are going to do exceptionally well relative to everything else in the world that you can invest in. And that was the narrative, like, this is going to be great, deregulation, all these things. US stocks are going to outperform international stocks, all of that. The US dollar was going to remain strong, things like that. Well, so far, we're now, into this year, pretty healthy into this year. That narrative couldn't be more of a 180. The dollar has declined about 10%. International stocks have outperformed by a large margin over US. Can it hold? I don't know. I mean, that it's likely, but no one can guarantee the future. But that whole narrative, buying too much into the narrative, was dangerous. And so if you were dumping things in your portfolio that were diversifiers because you thought nothing could go wrong with the US market, well, something went wrong with the US market and it got shocked in November, or sorry, got shocked in April. And we saw almost a 20% decline in US stocks in the month of April, which at that point, that's scary to people, right?
Yeah.
You wake up, let's say you're 100% US stocks and like you just owned an index fund tracking the market, and you wake up in a few short days, you're down 20% on your portfolio. Like, your human brain is wired to say, oh my goodness, like, this is bad. Like, this is going to continue, bail.
Yeah.
Like, that's a very like gross example of it. So the initial reaction is oh my God, I need to do something before it goes down more. And it could go down more, but the reality is the way you can control that behavior, to get back to your question, is really question, like, is this permanent or is this temporary? Do markets freak out periodically? The answer is yes, they do. They freak out. They're just like people. We all freak out once in a while. But the reality is if you really had that tied to the right long-term perspective, you really shouldn't be changing things, especially when it gets bad.